Hi Scorpio, welcome to your love reading 21 card Gypsy Tarot love spread for the month of October 2016. So yeah, we're going to try this out. I'm going to try and make this quite short if I can. The last time it was a bit longer. On the website they take about 30 minutes to do, but I feel that in the general readings, in terms of the love spreads, because the generals are a little bit longer, that's your general reading for the month, and the love spreads completely focuses on your love life. Might be worth not going through another hour because I've got loads more to do, plus all the personal, so there's no time to really do that. What we're doing, you know how it works now because you were showing it on your general reading, Scorpio, that you've got your mental state, column 1, mental personal state, column 1. So this will be mental personal state concerning your love life, your present situation for some of you guys concerning your love life, what your hopes and desires are concerning your love life, your expectations in column 4 concerning your love life. Column 5 should show any hidden factors, so things that you're not seeing and things that might come to light, so they might be a surprise to you. It's called the kick factor in terms of love. Column 6 is the immediate future, so what will happen in terms of some of your love lives in the immediate future, and the overall outcome. Overall outcome I usually find refers to what's happened in the immediate future, okay? So remember Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising, this is a general reading. Something will apply to some of you guys and some not. It's just the way that a general reading works. So let's have a look first of all at what's going on in the home section. Oh. Well, there's a man showing here. King of Swords. So it looks like it might be for some of you guys there's somebody around you. Usually King of Swords would represent an Aquarius individual, but his air can represent Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it doesn't have to be that. This can be somebody who might be a little bit aloof in terms of your personal situation. It doesn't have to be a home situation. It can be something that's going on in work, for example. Remember, it's completely based on love, is this reading. So we know that this man, this person, man or woman, because remember the reading is for men and women, so King of Swords for the purposes, and even in a personal reading, a King of Swords can still be a female. It would just really need to be an Aquarius individual, okay? So as long as you're Aquarius, that could be a female. Alright, but for the purposes of the reading, we're saying it's a male or a female, doesn't matter what it is. Let's go on the traits of the individual instead with that King of Swords. King of Swords is an individual, is, oh, sorry, my TV's just come on, so just bear with me while I turn the bastard off, because I thought it was off before. There we go. I can't go back and re-record this, so I'll have to say what it is. Annoying. Anyway, let's continue. So there's a guy here showing up, King of Swords. This can be somebody quite cold, somebody quite calculating, and somebody quite aloof. King of Swords isn't usually known as being a very emotionally attached type of individual. This person is usually seen, Scorpio, as if anything, as being quite emotionally detached and quite aloof. So there might be somebody around you who could be quite emotionally detached, maybe quite aloof in your personal situation. This is someone where everything has a function. You usually find with King of Swords types, and they don't have to necessarily be air, they don't have to represent an air sign, so they don't have to be a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius individual at all. It can just represent someone who, sometimes for King of Swords, lots of things take a function, they've got a function. So, for example, a King of Swords type of individual sometimes can be in a relationship for 20 years. And as long as they're getting what they want to have that relationship, it doesn't really matter because they're not emotionally invested in it. Everything serves a function. So as long as they've got a sexual partner there, they've got a roof over their heads, they've got money in the bank, they've got a job, they've got somebody who they can go out with as and sit around a dinner table with and have like a partner's meal, foursome, that type of thing around a meal. Everything serves a function for like a King of Swords type of individual. So this might be somebody within your life or around you at the moment who is a little bit detached emotionally and with whom everything kind of serves a little bit of a function. It can also be somebody who you feel you're water, right? So you're heavily influenced by your feelings. This person isn't. So you might be heavily influenced by your feelings at the moment in terms of your personal life, and it might be that this King of Swords energy person isn't. So it might be, that water and air a lot of the time doesn't mix. Really. For me, air can aggravate water because if it's a really windy day, it tends to push water, doesn't it? Like it can make it ripple. It can ripple. It's, they say ruffle your feathers. So when you're feeling calm, you can get somebody we're quite emotional individuals, Scorpio is. Swords are very analytical. So, for example, it's the argument, for example, between God and whether God exists or it doesn't. You can easily get into an argument with an atheist, if you see what I mean. I could be a very kind of faith-based individual, and I know a few King of Swords who are atheists or agnostics. They need proof before they can believe that type of thing. Anyway, I'm going off track here. I'm just trying to say the differences sometimes that I've found with Swords energy people. So love life, personal life, they're showing a man or a woman, and they seem to be fairly detached, or there is something going on where you don't seem to gel with this individual. You seem to have different ideas. What else is going on around this King of Swords? Well, you've probably been doing a lot of thinking around this person, because we've got the Four of Swords. Or this person might have been doing a lot of thinking, because it is the same sword. It is the same suit. King of Swords, Four of Swords. We know King of Swords can be fairly analytical, so maybe the Four of Swords has been doing a lot of thinking around the situation. Maybe you've been doing a lot of thinking around this individual here. Maybe you've been... because both cards represent being detached. So we know that there's a detached energy. So for some of you guys, it might be in your personal situation, a situation whereby there is distance between you and another person, because it's really kind of getting to the core of a situation, I feel. For some of you guys, you might be trying to heal around a particular person, a King of Swords. Maybe this person has been very, very difficult in terms of emotional connection with that individual. It could be that you're thinking, what do I do next? Or for some of you guys, if you've had a run-in or a difficulty with this particular type of person, it could be that you're trying to recuperate or heal or that type of thing over the situation presently. And the final card shows us the Tower. So we know the Tower can represent Scorpio. For some of you guys, it might be that you have had a blow-up with a particular person, because the Tower means to blow up. And because it represents Scorpio energy a lot of the time, that can be us blowing up, a Scorpio blowing up. So maybe there is a person around you in your personal situation. Four of Swords suggests maybe there's some thinking going on within the relationship. Maybe there is a time of pause, a time where there is inactivity in this relationship. It could be with the Tower. Maybe something surprising happened. Maybe something happened that you didn't expect in terms of this relationship, because the Tower often means a surprise. It could be for some of you guys, you've had a breakup with this type of individual, or somebody's done something that's hurt you incredibly with that Tower card, that's kind of blown the lid over some of something that you believed was solid and stable, but now no longer is. How do you feel around the situation? Let's get the other cards. Right, so this is your thinking and your mental state, your mental and your emotional state around this King of Swords, Four of Swords and the Tower. So we got that in your personal situation in terms of love at the moment. For some of you guys, there might be a person around you. Looks like a grown individual, mature person. Okay, you might be taking a bit of time out to think about the situation around this person. This person might be emotionally incapable or emotionally detached, or somebody who you can't really communicate with, or you can't kind of connect with on an emotional level. So maybe for some of you guys, you're doing a lot of thinking around this, because maybe with the Tower, there's either been a realization that's come to you, because the Tower is a Scorpio card, so we know that there can be an epiphany that comes to you. We also know that maybe there's been some form of a surprise or an upheaval or something that's rocked your world, pertaining maybe to this type of individual here. Your mental state and emotional state, I feel, is one of anger, because we've got a Page of Swords. Page of Swords doesn't always mean anger, but it can mean that you have a lot of cutting thoughts, or it can mean that you're feeling defensive, or it can mean, yes, I'm ready to strike. It's always the card that shows up in terms of your mentality, where you're ready to kind of take a pop at someone, because we know the pages refer to communication, and the swords are often struggles, communication, ideas, cutting remarks. The page is not in the reverse, but still, you're probably mentally ready to tell someone about their business, because you can see the Page of Swords is looking directly over that King of Swords. I have to look at tarot interaction, remember, so I often look at where the cards are facing. Page is literally facing that King of Swords. So I feel that mentally you'd like to do something around this person, possibly strike it, and probably give him a few home truths, because the Page of Swords is all about standing up for the truth as well. Okay, it's not just about gossip. If it's in the reverse, it's more about gossip, though I have seen this card upright to mean gossip as well, and to mean, you know, malicious words or being sneaky, but I don't feel it's like that. I feel that, you know, there's a few things you want to say to someone. Perhaps because with the Ten of Swords, mentally, you feel defeated over a particular relationship with this person. Maybe there's been a breakup here, or something happened that took the lid off what you trusted in, or what you depended on. Maybe you've been doing a lot of thinking around that, because mentally you feel defeated, and what you really need to do, what you're trying to do mentally and emotionally, is move on. Okay, because I do feel that there is a man or a woman. There's been a lot of thinking around this individual. We've got the Four of Swords. Because maybe there was a breakup. Could have been a surprise that happened within the relationship, potentially. Something that you didn't see coming. But it looks like it might have been from this particular individual, because he or she is showing up so prominently. Around this mentally, you're feeling very angry, I feel, because you're ready to strike at this individual mentally. So mentally, you're thinking of ways maybe how you can do a get back, or what you can do to kind of make this person understand that they shouldn't have done maybe what they've done. Because the Ten of Swords, mentally you're feeling defeated. There's a lot of overwhelming thoughts you have with that Ten of Swords. And therefore, as a result of that, you have been mentally and emotionally been trying to move on. However, those 6 swords in the front of the boat represent the issues that are still there that you still need to face, but you're trying to get over. Your hopes and desires around this situation. Oops. 3 of Swords. The Devil. And the King of Wands. I mean, for some of you guys, you know, in your hopes and fears, 3 of Swords can mean you can't have 3 of Swords as a hope, because it's pain and it's struggle and it's hurt. So it could be, sometimes this card will show up when you want somebody to come back, when you're finding it difficult to get over the pain. So maybe for some of you guys, you are wanting with that 3 of Swords, or hoping that this person will come back. Okay, with the Devil card, it might be you're hoping for someone to come back, so maybe you can resume this fun, whatever you want to call it, relationship, this tempting relationship with someone. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this King of Wands is the King of Swords. Swords and Wands are very complementary in terms of energy, sorry. So for some of you guys, it might be that you want a reunion, even though the 3 of Swords is not so much about a reunion. Sometimes you can hurt so much when you have a breakdown or a breakup with someone that you can't help but want them back. And sometimes that 3 of Swords means, well, I'm hoping or I desire to have this person back because I'm still attracted to them, very much so. And I'm still maybe very sexually attracted. Maybe I'm still highly desirous of them with that King of Wands. This can also mean for me this combination, maybe, that with the Devil card you want, because, you know, for some of you guys it might be, you know, I want this negative cycle to end, because the Devil often represents an obsession or a negative pattern or a negative cycle of, you know, pattern of behaviour. Negative cycle that is a bond that is very unbreakable, but it's very unhealthy. So for some of you guys, you might be wanting this obsession or this unhealthy cycle, this unhealthy thinking about this person to end. Maybe because you need release from the 3 of Swords. And maybe because you're hoping for somebody else to come into the frame. Maybe the King of Wands. Maybe this is somebody that you're hoping will come in and help release you from that Devil and the 3 of Swords energy. Okay, so there's all sorts of ways we could perhaps think of that combination in terms of your hopes and desires. For some of you guys, it might be that you're, yeah, we'll leave it at that because I was just thinking something, but I don't think that would work. But yeah, I feel some of you guys might be hoping that somebody will come back, maybe so you can resume, or because you can't let go with this Devil card. Maybe you're highly, highly sexually attracted to that individual with the King of Wands. We know the King of Wands can mean to be highly desirous of a situation. For some of you guys, it will be, you know, I need to be able to let go of this obsession, this damaging cycle of behaviour here, because I need to release with this 3 of Swords. And maybe somebody else will come in here with the King of Wands. In your expectations, we have Okay, so your expectations are showing, Scorpio. Justice, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So I feel that some of you guys might be expecting justice. Whether you call it poetic justice, I don't know. We've got a Seven of Swords here, and Seven of Swords is distinctly different from justice. Because justice is often a legal card, but it's also about doing the right thing and getting our just desserts and righting wrongs. And Seven of Swords is often doing wrong. So maybe for some of you guys, you might be hoping for a King of Wands that will help you maybe with the devil release this heartache with that Three of Swords. And what you're expecting is, well, I'm hoping that this will happen. But what I'm expecting is that I'll get my justice, my own back, if I am just as maybe treacherous as this King of Swords, maybe with a King of Wands that I'm hoping for. That gives me the edge, that gives me victory, if that makes any sense to you. So some of you guys might be hoping to do a get back at a particular person here in the reading, maybe with someone else, if that makes any sense. Okay. For some of you guys, it might be that you complete a cycle with the Justice card. And the Seven of Swords can be, well, it will take a lot of effort, because the Seven of Swords, I recognised the other day when I was doing a reading that card could actually mean legwork. This man has to put a lot of legwork into carrying off 5 swords. Okay? 5 of 7 swords. Now, this guy on the 7 of Swords knows that it's not that he doesn't want to take all 7 of Swords. Of course, he's a thief. A thief will get away with everything if they can. What's the point in taking only a few things and leaving something behind? You know, he's not a kind thief. He's just a thief. He doesn't take the 2 swords as far as I'm concerned, because he simply can't manage them. So he takes as much as he can and leaves the rest behind, because that's all he can do. So I feel for some of you guys it will be completing a cycle. You're expecting that the completion of this cycle, if your hopes are to release this pattern, this stronghold maybe that this individual has over you, so you can release heartbreak, potentially through another with that King of Wands, then your expectations are, well, you know what? I'll complete this cycle, or in order for me to complete this cycle, to have completion on this whole thing, I know it's going to take a lot of legwork and a lot of effort. I might not get everything in one day, I might not achieve complete healing in one day, but over a period of time, maybe I hope that I'll overcome the obstacles that I faced through this heartbreak, through this attachment with the devil. The hidden factors are showing up as the Page of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Cups. So it could be here with that combination. Page of Cups usually means communication. So this can be a flirtatious communication. It's usually nice communication that comes to us. So it's about receiving an answer, okay? So sometimes when things are going on around you that are less than complimentary, less than nice, you get a Page of Cups come out and it says, you know what, you probably received some really lovely communication from a particular person. So what you're not seeing is probably this King of Swords, for some of you guys who you feel has hurt you, is going to send you through some nice communication. Now, to get the 9 of Pentacles, I feel, as a hidden factor, it could be something to do with a gift or an offer of financial assistance, because this is very much a financial card, is the 9 of Pentacles, but it's about wealth and abundance. So it could be, and also the Page of Cups can be an invitation. Okay, so maybe there's an invitation coming in that you're not seeing at the moment. It could be around something to do with finances or money or gifts or something of a material nature here. Okay, and it will come at the right time, because some of you guys seem to be feeling really down with that 4 of Cups. Okay, so there, you know, it doesn't have to be from the King of Swords, it can be from someone else. But it seems that for some of you guys, you might have had a bit of a rough ride with a particular person in love. But it seems in the hidden factors, what you're not seeing is there's an invitation or something coming to you. It could involve something quite lucrative maybe with that 9 of Pentacles. Could be something material maybe. And it comes at the right time, because you're feeling really down for some of you guys about your love life. Okay, so this might be completely outside of love. Do you see what I mean? It could be if you're looking for a job, for example, you get a call about a job, or if you're looking for a new place to live, you get a call about a new place to live, or maybe somebody will buy you something nice, for example, a nice item of clothing. You can see that she likes clothing, you know, or something for the house. You can see that she likes her environment, that type of thing. So, you know, it's just almost like you get a nice kind of thing come from the universe, from somebody around you maybe, that makes you feel a little bit better about the situation. In terms of the immediate future around this situation, well, Temperance, Two of Cups, and the Two of Swords, which is interesting. So I could read this probably two ways, Scorpio, and say that in the immediate future, you might be trying to kind of work through your desires over this relationship. And with the Two of Swords, I feel that you're going to be trying to deny your feelings around this relationship. Sometimes Temperance and Two of Cups means reuniting a relationship. But if this is you guys, Temperance, we can see that somebody's trying to put two cups back together. He's trying to work through two cups, and we can see the two cups are finally joined here. So there's the working out of a relationship. So it could be that this person potentially, if this is the person in the kicker, in the hidden factors, this is probably somebody who's trying to make some form of an apology to you through doing something or giving something. And it could be that in the immediate future, this person tries to put this relationship back together with the Temperance card. But the Two of Swords would probably say that you'll give this person a very, very hard time. You'll avoid your feelings. You'll block them out. Okay? Because probably this is the best thing for you to do. Okay? I feel that you'd be fearful of being hurt by this individual. Right? It does seem to me that somebody's going to try and put this relationship back together with the Temperance card. But you'll block it out with the Two of Swords. So you'll avoid how you truly feel, okay? You'll kind of, I feel that you'll try and hide the truth. You'll try and squash your feelings, how you really feel, okay? You might pretend to, and this could be to your friends, to your family, whoever, but you might pretend to feel one thing while you're actually feeling another, if that makes any sense in the immediate future on this. And the overall outcome shows the Sun, the Death card, and the World, which is lovely because I feel that you're not joking around this situation. For some of you guys, I don't see you taking somebody back in the month of October, if this resonates with you. The Sun card often means that clarity comes to us. You got to look at what the cards are around it, what the cards are, you know, leading on from it, that type of thing. So, you know, if we were to look at the immediate future this way, this way, this way, we could say that maybe for some of you guys, if this is somebody who wants to try and put a relationship back together, or that you'll try and work through your issues, potentially with the Temperance card, it could mean that a moment of clarity comes to you. And it could mean that in the immediate future, yes, we have the relationship, but going forward, what the decision is to end everything. Because right now, in the immediate future, what you want to do is avoid how you truly feel, because you know that this thing isn't really good for you. Okay? So therefore, the World card says, you know what? I'm in two minds. I'm trying to avoid how I truly feel. I'm acting one way, but I'm feeling another. So the World card, in a way, for me, kind of wraps that up. Okay? So things take a turn. There's a new cycle. You go towards a new cycle with the World card. You let go of what's not good for you. You're not letting go of the Two of Swords in the immediate future, but eventually the overall outcome is being able to let go. Okay? Because you're not willing to give this relationship another try. That's obvious, because we've got a Two of Swords showing here. And usually when you get the Two of Swords, it means all sorts of things. Blocking out your feelings. But we block out our feelings for a very good reason. And that's usually when we know something's not particularly good for us. So I do feel that you block your feelings out. You block out how you truly feel about this particular person. And overall, in the end, what you eventually do is you let go. And you move on. So I feel that some of you guys are moving on. And it's funny because this kind of came up in your general reading. The idea of moving on from a particular thing. Love readings, I'm not really willing to, you know, tell you every month this person's coming in or that person's coming in, or, you know, you've got a new relationship. Some readings it will show that, some readings it might show an existing situation. I'm into kind of saying, because it's a Gypsy Tarot spread, so it has a certain function, it's got certain positions and what the positions mean. Okay, so this doesn't show me, could be new love that comes in, because we've got a Page of Cups, somebody who gives you an invitation. The Nine of Pentacles can also be to a bar, because Nine of Pentacles is sometimes like a restaurant type place, so a place where there's lots of socialising. So it might be that you're invited out to a bar, or you're invited out to a meal, or you're invited out to a social function with that Nine of Pentacles. Okay, and maybe you accept this offer despite feeling down. Maybe you accept it here. So what you don't know is maybe you're getting an invitation. It could be anything. It could be somebody, somebody within your family that gives you something. It could be with the Page of Cups, somebody else likes you and they offer you out to do something. And despite your sadness, you accept maybe. Usually this isn't a card about accepting an invitation. It's being doubtful of it, but yet still the cup is on offer there. We can see the one cup here and the one cup here. So we know that there's potentially an invitation from someone or something that is coming to you. Let's go through the reading one more time before we wrap up Scorpio on this one. Right, so personal situation, we've got a King of Swords. Austere, probably a little bit aloof, somebody who is very mentally driven rather than emotionally maybe. Maybe there's been a lot of thinking around this person, because with the Tower card it might be the case that somebody's let you down awfully, or somebody's sprung a surprise on you, or something around this person happened that you just weren't expecting, and maybe you're a little bit pissed off about it with the Tower. Scorpio Tower is a Scorpio card anyway, so it shows us blowing up a lot of the time. Mentally, Page of Swords, you might be feeling quite defensive, you might be feeling quite angry, you might be feeling ready to strike and hurt this person back maybe, because the Ten of Swords says, I feel defeated over this, or it might be that you're mentally and emotionally feeling that this person has let you down, because the Ten of Swords can also mean I've been let down severely by a particular person. So therefore, mentally and emotionally, you don't have any choice but to try and move on from that with the Six of Swords. Your hopes and desires might be to relinquish or try and relinquish the control of this individual with the Devil card, because you want to overcome this heartbreak with the Three of Swords and maybe meet somebody else with the King of Wands, because it's showing another individual here. Could be for some of you guys that your hopes are maybe to have somebody come back to you, the Three of Swords, even though you're really hurt. The Three of Swords can sometimes mean, well, I hope or I desire to have this person come back to me because I really, really miss them. And therefore maybe we can, carry on where we left off with the Devil, involved in this very unhealthy relationship in which there's a lot of desire with that King of Wands, because this person is very, very sexy, very, very desirous. But I feel it's more that you want to relinquish this chain that you have on you with the Devil card, because you are going through some heartbreak and perhaps you're looking to meet someone new as well with that King of Wands. But the King of Wands can also mean that you're feeling really angry at the same time too. In the expectations, it could be that you're hoping to get your own back with justice. So divine justice comes to you. It could be that maybe with this Seven of Swords here, your expectations are to get away with something, to play the field. Maybe to be successful in a conquest, for example. Show somebody what they're missing, if that makes any sense to you. But it can also mean, for me, the Justice card can mean that completing a cycle. So for some of you guys, though, here, you're hoping, and both things would say the same thing. Some of you guys might be hoping to be released from a very difficult emotional and mental situation with that Three of Swords, causing you a lot of emotional pain. Maybe free to meet somebody else, King of Wands. But what your expectations are is that in order to have completion with that Justice card, it could be with the Seven of Swords, there's going to be an awful lot of legwork involved, or an awful lot of effort you're going to need to put into moving yourself forward. In which with the Six of Wands, you eventually achieve success and overcome all the obstacles that you've been experiencing since this person probably let you down. You've been trying to move forward out of it. What you don't know is that there could be an invitation coming to you. It could be to go to an expensive restaurant or to go somewhere really nice with that Nine of Pentacles. And it will come at the right time, because some of you guys might be feeling really down. It could be an invitation. I feel that this would probably be somebody else. But I don't feel it will be that serious, because it's a page. And yeah, it can be in a way. Might be somebody younger than you. Might be somebody that's liked you for a long time. But the Page of Cups also means to invite. So can be somebody that wants to invite you out, or it can be somebody who, wants to give you a little present or give you something nice. I feel that something nice is coming to you that you're not seeing yet, and I feel that it kind of balances out the difficulty that some of you guys might have felt. Coming in, it could be two things. Could be that this King of Swords here, whoever this individual is, remember it doesn't have to be an air sign, wants a reconciliation with the Temperance card. So they want a reconciliation of the relationship, or they want to work on the relationship, but you seem to block it out. Or they want to put the relationship back together again, but you're blocking it out. You're not willing to listen. You want to avoid how you're truly feeling, because the swords are saying, remember the swords are crossing the heart. So it's the head over the heart mainly. So your feelings might tell you one thing, Scorpio, but your head definitely tells you another thing. For some of you guys, you might be working through trying to heal over this relationship, and that means blocking it out as well. Head over heart at all times now, because I think somebody did something to you that wasn't very good for some of you guys. And now it's got to the point where it has to literally be, I will not let we know what Scorpios can be like. We let our emotions run away with us. So it can literally be that for some of you guys, you're not willing to make that same mistake again. And in the overall outcome, we've got the Sun, which is clarity that comes to you guys. That this thing must end with the Death card, and you need to start again with the world. It's the start of a new chapter and a new beginning for you. Remember that we represent death. So the Sun card, it looks positive. The overall outcome going forward is it will be positive for you, because you will be the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, whatever this situation is that might have got some of you guys down, you're the phoenix rising from the ashes with the Death card. You're the person that brings in the changes. We are death. So you know that death comes in and it says, right, it's time for change. It's time for an ending. That's what Scorpios do. You know, we should be the ones that are actually doing this. We should take on the characteristics of what death does. And that is it ends situations so it can allow new things to come in. So I feel it's a conscious decision on behalf of you guys to just put an end to whatever it is so that you can invite new stuff in with the World card. It's a beautiful reading for your love life. It doesn't, you know, it does speak of some interest coming in for you, I feel, in the hidden factors. Something you're probably not seeing right now. Okay, there is some interest around you. Definitely, I feel. Okay, so don't rule that out. But there's somebody who you're going to really care about. Maybe for some of you guys, you might have already experienced this. But somebody will have hurt you, I feel, if you haven't experienced it already. Or, you know, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But I'm saying, you know, especially if you're in a really good relationship, but it's just looking here in the month of October that there is definitely a letting go of something, no matter how difficult it is, because your head is saying no. Even though your heart says yes, your head says no. Okay? This here can also mean in your hopes that you wish to use your head over your heart, because the swords are the head, and we know the heart is the heart. So you're hoping to use your head over your heart, maybe to let go of this very, very destructive relationship or situation. So you can move forward with confidence with that King of Wands energy as well. Okay, so you are looking to release something here for some of you guys, I feel. And it will happen as long as you keep persisting and persevering. Okay, that's your love reading for the month of October 2016, Scorpio. I hope that you liked it. We'll see what the next one brings in. And we'll speak soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.